Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and welcome to another installment of the Masochist Banlist Tournament. Now, historically, around Banlist season, I've run a tournament in which I unban an egregious number of cards, and I'm happy to report that this Banlist season was no different. Konami's lateness with the Banlist has afforded me the amount of time necessary to put on what I expect will be an exciting endeavor. I have unbanned half of the cards on the ban list. And let me tell you, this was not easy. Most of the time, I only unban cards I think will not have a negative impact on play. They will not enable a significant amount. God dang it. Oh, I'm going to have to turn alerts off. 2 of the 3 times that we've hosted it, the meta reigned supreme, and 1 time, we don't talk about the outcome. But to get 95 cards off the ban list, we did have to unhit a significant amount of cards that will have immediate play implications. They will be negative. They will create game states that people do not like. And as a quick refresher, here's what those are. So, moved from 0 to 1, we've got all of these cards. A significant amount of these are unworkable under modern rules, like things like last turn. A significant amount aren't banned because of how strong they are. They're banned because of implications. Something like Victory Dragon or Self-Destruct Button is going to hold up a tournament more than it's going to actually win one. But most of them are banned for power level, and a lot of these cards will be powerful in this new format. Now, this, of course, isn't everything that we unhit. We also hit everything on this list. Most of them currently at 1. We have moved to 3, and there's some real stinkers on this. A lot of cards that will have immediate and far-reaching play implications, and a lot that are represented in some of the decks that I have picked today. So we narrowed down a core of about 200 decks to about 16 decks that I think represent some of the most interesting and broken stuff that you can possibly be playing in a format with these 95 cards unbanned. So let's go there right now. So first up is this, yeah, and you can probably guess the direction of the remainder of these just based on this. This is Burn. Burn has gotten a significant number of cards off the ban list, both the Chain Strike that was at 1 and the One Day of Peace that was at 1 as well. Listen, someone's got to play it to show that it can be done, and the someone this time is our very own Mambo Yu-Gi-Oh! Mambo, of course, a mainstay of the channel and definitely the pilot to make this work. After that, we've got Invoked Dogmatica Shadow. No surprises here. We do need some decks that represent the current metagame. We want to make sure that the decks that are enabled to play cannot crack the echelons of Tier 1, and IDS is a fantastic gatekeeper. This is being piloted by Steel Rain. After that is Dino. Dino only got 1 major unhit, and that's Miscellaneousaurus 2-3. Now, Dino previously had Misket 3 and wasn't the best deck in the format. In fact, it wasn't even close. But if anyone can make this happen, it is our own Don Juan, who will be piloting Dinosaur. Next up, we've got this monstrosity. This is 60-card Grass Chaos Dragon Link, and it's being piloted by the one, the only Maverick. Now, Maverick is a problem around these parts. This individual won one of the more on ban list tournaments using True Draco, and won a second one, I believe, using a strategy similar to this, sort of Link Spam Chaos Thunder variant. This is their most ambitious project yet. You can see the Nemesis is in here as well. We went deep into the pool of playable monsters, but we shall see. After that is Tatsim, an individual with a Konami profile picture who has won major tournaments playing the deck with which he won those tournaments. Drytron. Drytron got nothing off the new ban list save for 3 things. First, Ava went from 1 to 2, one of the most nonsensical hits in modern memory, given that many players were already shaving the card to 1. The thing that made this deck fall off the metagame tier list had nothing to do with how many Ava it could play. Second, it got a copy of Metamorphosis. This was a card that I really did not want to actually unhit, but here it's being used to make, it appears, Millenniumize Restrict. And finally, Jin. Now, Jin, Releaser of Rituals, turns your ritual monsters into Vanity's Fiend, but it's a little hard to access in the only good ritual deck, Drytron, because Meteonis Drytron only allows you to use ritual monsters summoned with machine-type material. And, of course, Jin is a fiend, but you can see there is a little Necroz package in here in order to make that work. We shall see how well they do with it. After that is Lily. Lily is a MBT feature as well. They're actually the one responsible for almost every Turbo Tuesday combo, and they have entered this one with Infernoble Knight, which now has Smoke Grenade of the Thief unhit. Semifinals, Paragon of Lunalight, is playing the deck as well after we put Tiger 2-1. We did that so that Semifinals would gift us 5 subs, and I'm happy to report that they decided to enter with it as well. This is looking like a piece of garbage. Look at all these terrible 1-ups. We've literally got like 7 Garnets in here. We'll see how it does. After that, we have, unsurprisingly, Lyralisk Tri-Brigade. This list is being piloted by Chess Prime 1, and, I mean, what can I say other than it's Lyralisk Tri-Brigade? It's playing not only main deck Harpy's Featherstorm, it's also playing the setup for the Oath, so you can negate anything even through a Dark Ruler no more. After that is Pendulum. Now, we had to go through a couple of Pendulum pilots because Swag Kage unfortunately could not make it, but we ended on Depp. Depp, of course, is world-renowned for winning a CSM and getting second in the most recent one. They are a very good player, and this list is playing almost everything that we unhit. You can see that we've got the Bunbukus, we've got all of the Double Iris Lines, Wavering Eyes is in this list, and like all good Pendulum decks these days, it's also playing Fusion Destiny. We also get Monkey Board, we get Kieran. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about in this list. Now, you all told me that moving Phoenix Cluster Amaryllis to 1 was a mistake, and Lady Ilex showed up to prove that that was the case. They are playing Flower FTK. You can see we've got not only Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis, but also the recently unlimited Reasoning, Into the Void, and Card Destruction. I am not convinced by this deck, but I am open to being incorrect. After this, we have Bruise, one of the greatest Spiral players in the history of time, playing, unsurprisingly, Spiral. We gave Spiral everything they could ever want with the exception of Master Plan, their most powerful card. So let's see if they can make it work. And, you know, surprising no one, we also have to include Sword Soul Tenyi. This one is being played by Quark Baudelaire, and they are making use of some of the unhit stuff. You can see that we've got a Danglong in here with a sizable package, including Chiwen, what appears to be the Fire Yangzing, and 1 copy of 9 Pillars. We have, from Kira, a very interesting deck that I'm glad that we were able to find space for, Synchron. Now, this deck didn't really get anything off the ban list with the exception of a single copy of Jet Synchron. Theoretically, they could be playing additional copies of TG Hyper Librarian, but there's just not room in the extra. This list, which kind of was popularized by 037 Wolf, used that person in the development process, and I'm really excited to see if it's able to do well. It's a strange one for sure. Odd to take a deck that is seeing absolutely no meta representation, include 1 additional card, and see if it can crack the upper echelons of brokenness, but I guess we'll find out. Next up is, I mean, we gotta put True Draco in here, right? Like, we gotta put True Draco in here. This is Kenemon's True Draco list. It looks pretty standard. Even though Masterpiece is a 3, you would always play 2 Masterpiece. It's just so bricky in the deck. But this is on a really low monster count, and then filling out the remainder of it with a mono Iwato. Just absolutely zero fun whatsoever happening in this list right here. And finally, we had to jettison, if you watched the previous VOD, the Ruin Force FTK player because they were non-responsive. We were able to replace them with Wind Up. Now, Wind Up has both Hunter and Zenmaity, but I don't think they can really perform a competent combo here because you really have to loop Zenmaity a couple of times in order to accomplish anything. I'm open to being proven wrong, and Triple Avarice will certainly help with that, as will Triple One Day of Peace, Triple Card Destruction, and Triple Chicken Game, but I suppose we'll see. Finally, we have Zephyra. Now, this was actually lobbied for by chat. This is May on this list. Zephyra is a very powerful deck in the OCG because a lot of the cards that they have. We're going to see if it can put up similar results here. We have Hauka Fibrex and Glow Up Bulb and Jet Synchron, which might be enough to break the archetype, but this is kind of a different take on Pendulum than the other, and I believe we actually have this playing the other Pendulum archetype for Pendulum Domination in the first round. But a sizable Danglong package, a huge Hauk setup, and a huge amount of extenders, I think, is going to raise the ceiling on this one considerably. So for those of you following along at home, this is the bracket on the greatest website of all time, challenge.com. We have Tatsim on Drytron versus Hiyama Momo on Wind Up as our first match. Lillipod on Infernoble versus Mambo on Burn as second. Donwan on Dinosaur, Maverick on Grass Dragon as third. Quark Baudelaire on Sword Soul Tenyi and Bruise on Spiral as fourth. Chess Prime on Lyri Tri and Kenemon on True Draco as 5th. May on Zephyra and Depp on Pendulum as 6th. Ceraminon on Lunalight and Steel Rain as on Dids as 7th. And Lady Ilex on Plant FTK and Kira on Synchron as 8th. Now, we tried to construct this to be a little more fair. In the past, some of the janky decks like True Draco had an absolutely easy time walking to finals. In order to make it out of top 8, every one of these decks is going to have to at least play one potential meta game. So we shall see. All right. First up, we've got Tatsim on Drytron versus Hiyama Momo on Windup. And the Windup player has won the die roll, so I am really excited to see what the Windup player is actually able to do with a hand like this. This looks decent. They're going to begin with a card destruction, and then an Into the Void, and then a Windup Factory. This is the full combo. We can use Windup Rat to bring back Hunter here. We'll trigger the effect of the Windup Factory in order to get a copy of Shark. We can overlay for a Zenmaity here and then trigger the effect of the Shark to summon it. We'll use the Zenmaity in order to summon from deck a copy of Magician. Then we'll use the Shark to decrease its own level by 1, triggering the Magician and allowing them to summon a Hunter. From here, we can activate Hunter, sending the Zenmaity, and then Pot of Avarice back the Zenmaity. Okay, wait. This is actually the straight-up combo. Here it is. We'll go into another 3 and then make Zenmaity off of an extender. We'll get another Hunter from deck. We'll go into a Zen Maintenance. I forgot that they have the link. Oh my god. They're going to go into the Zen Maintenance to tag into a Wind-Up Magician, then Shark from hand in order to trigger the Magician again. We've got another Hunter in rotation. They're summoning the Rat in defense position. Unfortunately, that is how it works. Then they'll upstart Goblin after using Hunter. From here, they can make a Selene, use the effect of Selene to get out a copy of the Wind-Up Magician, and then trigger the Shark, which I think can trigger the Magician again. Oh my god, for a Hunter that hasn't yet activated its effect. They'll pop the Shark in order to get another card, go into Cicada King, and end turn, discarding their entire hand to Into the Void. So that was a 3-card loop plus Cicada King? I mean, that's cool, but a lot of decks can play through that, and you know what one of them is Tatsim on Drytron. They're going to begin with a copy of Meteonis to go into a copy of Ben 10, and then Ben 10 into Alpha. Have you seen this effect before? We're going to go for the Meteonis Drytron targeting the Alpha that's on field, and we're going to normal summon a copy of Diviner. That'll prompt the Cicada King. They'll trigger the effect of the Cicada King, and then change the position of the Cicada King, I believe, as well. Maybe not. They'll go for the Gamma here and then go into a copy of Fafnir, and even with the 1 negate, it's no big deal. They still should be able to do everything. They're going to bring back Itada and trigger the effect of the Itada to get back the Meteonis, then go for a Delta in order to draw a card. Oh my god, it's Forbidden Droplet. They'll go into Itada again, trigger it again, and then go into Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Demonic Dragon. Oh my god, this is such an interesting build of this deck. We'll activate the Meteonis to go into a DRA, go to the battle phase, and is that it? Like, is that lethal? Oh my god. It's close. It's close. Go into Downard and Zeus. Set 1 pass. Cross out Designator off the top. And nice wind-up loop, I suppose. Alright, next up, same deal. And I think we have seen why wind-up would not be competitive in today's modern metagame. They're going to activate Chicken Game and... Damn, sick open. Really sick open. Do you think that maybe Drytron will be able to take advantage of this? Ashing the Delta? I think you may be thinking this game is going a different direction than it is. We're going to activate Chicken Game and draw ourselves a card. Oh, good, it's a Gamma. We'll go for the Meteonis, make a Beatrice, trigger the effect of Beatrice in order to send a copy of Alpha, go to the battle phase, just Zeus this board away before we even commit to anything. So frustrating. Ooh, they're going to go ahead and cross out the Nibiru, but that accomplishes quite literally nothing because I don't think this game is getting to the next turn. We're going to go for Ben 10, Alpha for Ben 10. God, Tatsim is so goddamn good at this deck. I wouldn't even have seen these lines. He's just like... He's so good. I don't know what to say. He's just really, really good at this archetype. We've made the Herald of Ultimateness. We're going to be able to get back a whole bunch of material on our side of the field, going into an IP Masquerena as well. With an Ava in hand means that we can go into a really powerful Unicorn here. But we don't even have to. Herald of Ultimateness coming down here on the Ava. The Ava can banish 2 to get an orange light, and that's going to be our first result. Tatsim with a quick 2-0. All right, time for our second top 16 match. We have Lily on Infernoble Knight, and this is a pretty sick open, versus Mambo on Burn, and shockingly, this is a pretty sick open as well. Well, let's see how far Mambo can get. They're going to begin with a copy of Pot of Extravagance, strong off the top. A card that we literally can't see, the old data. No, they're just going to go King of the Sky Prison set 5. It doesn't get better than this if you're the Burn player. Lily's going to begin with a copy of the Infernoble Search spell. They'll go Olivier into Reynaud and then make an Isold. They'll trigger the effect of the Isold, and this just sucks for Burn, right? They're hoping that the Infernoble player extends to infinity, but realistically, without any negates, you're not going to be able to beat whatever the effect of this is anyway. Auroradon is sussy here because the 3 tokens plus the 1 copy of the 001 in Graveyard is a prime Just Desserts material. They're going to go for Wabakut, targeting Ash Blossom. They'll chain Just Desserts and Reckless Greed and Accumulated Fortune and Secret Blast. This is a ton of damage. but is not lethal. It's not even remotely close to lethal. We're going to go for the King of the Sky Prison and then a Cupid Pitch, and this should be the end of the game. We're going to go for Colt Wing, trigger the effect of the Colt Wing in order to get 2 tokens. We'll trigger from the graveyard the effect of the 0/0/1. Have you seen this combo before? We'll go into a Coral Dragon, and something that's really unexplored despite the fact that it's broken is that with the advent of Cupid Pitch, the Aurora Online is just like 3 negates again. We're going to go for the Savage Dragon, go for a Charles, draw another card off the Coral Dragon, and then trigger the effect of the Charles in end phase in order to get a bunch of cards to hand, including a Smoke Grenade of the Thief, which we can use to get the King of the Sky Prison out of hand as well. So now we know that our opponent is under Reckless and has pretty much no way to trigger Accumulated Fortune if we never activate anything. We'll go into Satellite Warrior, end of main, clear the back row, and then just proceed to combat, get in for 8,000. That was just about exactly what we all expected was going to happen, I think. So maybe 1 Chain Strike wasn't going to ever break Burn, but potentially 1 Day of Peace could as well. Now, unfortunately, 1 Day of Peace kind of conflicts with the Pot of Extravagance, so we will go for the Pot of Extravagance first here. Ooh, double Chain Strike. I mean, this is it. This is where you want it to happen, and despite Chain Strike saying you can only activate 1 in the course of a chain, you can actually activate 2, because at the point of activation, there's not 2 cards with the same name in the chain. So we're going to go Ogier into Reynaud, into Isolde, and then afterwards we're going to trigger the effect of the Isolde to send a copy of Smoke Grenade to the Thief. We'll summon a Fireflint Lady, and we'll trigger the Fireflint Lady in hand as well. We can go to Unicorn here before committing to anything, and this might just be a really sick line. We're going to go Accumulated Fortune, double Chain Strike, but it's only getting up to 5 and 6, so we're doing 24, 2k, and then just like nothing else. No attacks this turn, but might not be enough. We'll go Durandal here in order to get an Olivier to hand, which we can then summon. That allows a Halka Fibrax, which means we'll still get to go through the Aurora Online. Wow, the Halka Fibrax late into the combo is so powerful in Infernoble Knight, and Lily really making an absolutely fantastic argument as to why that should still be feared in this day and age. We'll go into Coral Dragon, trigger for 6, and then afterwards you can trigger the Auroradon in order to special summon a copy of Colt Wing. We'll do it all over again, and then afterwards we will summon back from graveyard a copy of 0/0/1. From here we can go into a Charles, trigger the effect of the Coral Dragon, draw another card into a Savage, and if we want, next turn we can also go ahead and make a Satellite Dragon again. We're going to go for Charles and go for the Smoke Grenade of the Thief. We'll trigger that effect and get rid of the 1 Day of Peace. We've got a Reckless and a Threatening Roar plus 1 Day of Peace. What a sick rip off the top. Ash Blossoming that, though, does prevent the battle negation. We'll go for Hop-Eared here at the end of main in order to make Satellite Warrior again pop those 2 cards, and just like last time, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to lethal. That is all she wrote for this ill-fated Burn deck. So far, I think we can unequivocally say that the Masochist ban list is absolutely perfect. The meta deck won 2 times out of 2. This one might be different because it looks like Dawn has drawn Psyframe Driver. Although I don't know what Maverick has drawn. What the hell is this card? I've never read it in my entire life. I guess we'll see if it's any good. So Dawn's going to begin with a... Oh, no. Maverick's going to begin with an E-Telly. We'll go... Oh, Psy Reflector. All right. We've got an interesting line here. So Psy Reflector is a sick way to get to an 8 if you are willing to invest the Garnets. We'll summon back the Beast, increase its level by 3, and go to Chaos Ruler. That's going to get Ash Blossomed. That's about as good as it gets. We'll go for the Melody of Awakening Dragon next, and then go for a Raiden. We'll trigger the effect of the Raiden like it's 2014, and then go for a Halka Fibrax. We're going to summon a Glow-Up Bulb from deck before triggering the effect of the Chaotic Ruler, and then trigger the effect of the Jet Synchron in graveyard as well. We're going to Saruya to draw 4 here and tuck 3. And there is that grass looks greener. Holy shit, that's sick. All right, we're going to go for Nemesis Umbrella here, summoning it in order to shuffle back this copy of Jet Synchron. And then we'll go for an Ishatos. Wow, not the Arch Nemesis I'm used to seeing, but we've got the Protest in hand already. We'll go for a Reproducus, then declare Dinosaur. Wait, what the hell? Oh! This is literally the end of the game. This is Protoss, but for typing. Oh, wow, and summon to defense position even plays around the Lightning Storm. We can go for the Soul Eating Overraptor. Going to trigger the Thunder Dragon Dark in response, but that does not do anything. Yeah, passing turn here. All right, can you OTK, Mav? Oh, with a Foolish Burial off the top, I sure bet we can. We'll go for the Dinosaur to wipe the field first. Oh, of course it does that. We'll go for a copy of Levianeer next. We're not activating the Levianeer effect. We're going to go for Roar and Dark. That's going to trigger into both a Dragonhawk, and we'll fire the Glow-Up Bulb in graveyard. That means we can go into Protoss. Down comes the Miscellaneousaurus for a comedy joke, and then we will get in for lethal. What a sick fucking deck. All right, time for game 2. Can Dawn redeem himself, making his opponent go first? I don't know if that's a good idea versus the combo deck. They've drawn Psy Reflector once again. They're going to go for Assault Beast here in order to get Assault Mode activate. Psy Reflector comes down, triggering the Assault Beast, increasing the level by 3, and then we can go into Chaos Ruler. We're going to fire the Chaos Ruler, sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, the Chaos Valkyria to hand. We'll special summon the Collapse Serpent, triggering the Chaos Valkyria to send a Dragon Roar. We'll go into Striker Dragon and trigger the effect of Chaos Dragon Collapse Serpent as well. We'll go ahead and add a Boot Sector launch to hand and then go into a Romulus. We're going to trigger Romulus here in order to get... Ooh, what the heck? Dragon Ravine. We'll flag afterwards to shuffle that monster back, then activate flag in order to get Ishatos. We'll go into Reproducus and then summon the Ishatos again, declaring Dinosaur once more. What a crazy floodgate. After that, we'll go Ravine to send a card to the graveyard, and down comes Orbital Hydralander! Oh my god, what a pile. They're going to go Link Haribo, set 3 pass. End phase will go for the Orbital Hydralander, start popping back row. Draw for turn, still no doubles in the grave. We'll fire the Hydralander again. Forbidden Droplet comes down, but that cleans the entire back row. That's all we cared about anyway, and look who is conceding. It's going to be Dawn. Mav getting it in 2 fast ones. Wow. Okay, so next up we've got Bruise playing Spiral versus Quark Baudelaire on Sword Soul Tenyi, and it looks like Bruise is going first. They're going to begin with a copy of Terraforming and get immediately drolled. That was fun, huh? They're going to go for a drone here. That's going to get infipped. And then afterwards, they'll make a Link Haribo end pass. Boy, if that isn't the Spiral experience. Okay, the Blackout's pretty good. We'll go for a Shunna here. Go for a copy of Monk, trigger the effect of the Adhara in hand, summon the Adhara, go for the Ashana here in order to summon from deck a copy of Vashutta, go to a copy of Chisao. I hate that you can make this. Ugh, 8 here. We're going to normal summon a copy of Moye, reveal the Blackout in hand in order to summon a token, and then from here we can easily go into a Draco Berserker. We're going to trigger the effect of the Moye to draw 1, and then use the effect of the Adhara as well. We'll go ahead for the Wild Sword Soul Appears to make a copy of Longwan. We'll use the effect of Longwan to go ahead and get a token to go into, whoa, a defense position, Cheng Ying. We'll deal 12 and then go to the battle phase, Link Haribo into the Monk, and this is very short of lethal, actually, but with an infip and a Blackout in hand, it's going to be really hard to lose. They're going to begin with a copy of Spiral Resort. They'll activate that. These 2 chicken games just rotting in hand. Tough control, baby. Calling monster card, and it is a monster card. I guess you get the Blackout. They'll go for the Big Red afterwards to get a copy of Drone to go into Double Helix. They'll fire the Double Helix, calling monster. We'll Draco Berserker here to banish it, and because you can't summon it to the link point, I believe it fails to summon it. Because something was banished, we can now eat the entire board as well. They have to go for a Spiral Super Agent. That does pop the back row. It'll at least trade for the Infinite Impermanence, and we didn't even have to go for the Chisao here. We still have it for the Sleeper, even if it was online, which it isn't. So it's time for game 2, and oh my god. Do you all even want to... Do you want to watch this one? I feel like we don't have to. Well... That's Spiral! Alright, Chisao comes down. Moye afterwards are going to add a card to our hand. Oh, even playing the Reborn. Droll and Lockbird comes down. How does it feel? They'll get in for 28, but that's still probably enough. They're going to set 1 card and pass it back to their opponent, who draws for turn to Duplication. We're going to go for the Super Agent calling monster off the top. It is a monster, so we will get to summon it. We'll pop that back row, but of course we can negate that with the Chisao. Yep. That's Yu-Gi-Oh, baby. We'll pop the back row and the Super Agent and draw for turn, and this is way more than enough. We're going to begin with Appears, and then we're going to normal summon a copy of Moye, trigger the effect of the Moye, revealing whatever, get a token. We'll go to Chisao number 2. Chisao here could get Taya, it could get Blackout, it could get anything, really. Taya it is. We will ditch that Taya for a long one, and then I imagine we'll just go into Baron. Yeah. The long one chip damage, meaning that this is a lethal attack. Okay, chat. Here we go. I'm a little concerned about this one, because True Draco has ruined a significant number of these tournaments. One of the reasons that they do tend to ruin these tournaments is if the meta decks all hit each other, then True Draco has an easier path to lethal, and it's got a couple of free wins in the format. We shall see if Lyrilisc is a free win. This is a pretty decent hand. The Monarch, Stormforth, plus Erupt, plus Masterpiece. We shall see. All right, especially if that is the opening hand from the Tri-Brigade player. Holy shit. All right, Stormforth the set card. We're going to go for Disciples and then activate Disciples to tribute summon. Down comes Masterpiece. Trigger the effect of the Disciples, pop that back row. We'll go for the Heritage afterwards. Heritage for 1. We have the Masterpiece. We have the ability to pop the last remaining back row. We can go for the Dynamite Knight, even. Infinite Impermanence on the Masterpiece. No, don't do that. The Dynamite Knight will trigger. All right, they're going to get an Apocalypse. They're going to go to the battle phase attack for a shitload of damage, then set 2 cards and pass back to the opponent. Yeah, so this is it. This is the end of the game. Erupt comes down, and there's nothing you can do about it. Normal summon the Celeste Wagtail, attack into the Masterpiece, and let's go to game 2. Oh my god, not like this. That brick into Mystic Mine? Come on! All right, Bird Call coming down, adding a copy of, I guess, Cobalt Sparrow to hand. We'll summon that, trigger the effect of the Cobalt Sparrow, add to hand a copy of Nerval. We're going to go for Residal Starling. We'll trigger the effect of the Residal to give it a 600 attack, then go ahead and add a card from deck to hand. We'll go for the Sapphire Swallow Summoning. I imagine the Nerval up here. We're going to overlay again for another Residal Starling. We're going to detach the Nerval. That's going to trigger the Nerval in the graveyard and allow us to get something crazy. The kit's fine. We'll go for Utopic Future into Utopic Future Dragon. Kit time. We'll trigger the effect of the kit for 2. That's going to summon a copy of... Whoa! Going for Shingalong. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, we're actually setting up for the Rendezvous play here. We're going to go for Ensemble Robin. Attach this Cobalt and then set 1. That's interesting, if nothing else. Okay, well, Chicken Game comes down first. You kind of have to prompt the double Dragon Lords before you can go for the Mystic Mine, though that shouldn't be difficult. And there's a way to do it. We'll take the Stormforth, we'll fire the Stormforth, and then we will activate Heritage, use the effect of Heritage to tribute summon. Oh, I don't know if we should be doing that one. Popping the Forbidden Droplet and walking over the double Dragon Lords. We can protect it with the Rendezvous, and then use the Dragon Lords in order to... Oh my god, we're Dragon Lordsing targeting the Masterpiece, which is unaffected, so Mystic Mine dies to its own effect. That's so funny. Afterwards, we could go for Barrow Canary into Cobalt Sparrow into Sapphire Swallow. That was so sick. That was like an actual 5-head play. Okay, Celeste Wagtail into Bird Call here. We'll go for Residal Starling, and that should be the end of the game. Residal Starling here in order to get another Nerval. We can go into an Assembled Nightingale. We'll attach this copy of Celeste Wagtail from Graveyard, and this is... going to be lethal because of the way that Assembled Nightingale works with a copy of Residal on field. Very fun, very based. Actually, it's not lethal. It was 50 life points off. You've got to be fucking with me. No need to do this. Oath coming down, bring back the kit. We'll go for a copy of Dynamite Knight. We can chain the Assembled Nightingale. That allows them to do something with the Dynamite Knight, but if they can't out the Assembled, then it's still the end of the game. We're going to use Nerval's effect to get Fractar and All Mirages to summon itself, I suppose. They'll pass back turn, and let's just go to battle, please. Just go to battle, please. Oh my god, please. Oh, wow, and that's the third one necessary for the Oath. That's crazy. Oh, no. Oh, my God. All right, Assembled Nightingale is going to be popped by the Masterpiece. Oh, my God. We're what? 50 off? No, we're not any off. This Shrike is large enough to do the last 50. Please attack over the Masterpiece. Okay, never mind. Time for that all-important Game 3, and I'm not going to lie to you. Pretty much everything is riding on this Chess Prime. I need you to prevent this from fucking up my tournament. Oh, my God. They made True Draco go first. All right, set rotation coming down first, giving them a Chicken Game. Oh, you don't even have to commit to the mine. They're going to go for a Dragonic. I imagine popping Masterpiece. Wow, not even doing that. Going for Disciples here, firing the Card of Demise with 2 in hand, activating Disciples. I don't really like this sequencing, but you know, it does get a Masterpiece onto the field. Masterpiece pass! Into Harpy's Feather Duster. Eat it, nerd. The Tanky coming down, followed by the Fractar, sending a copy of Kit to the graveyard into a Nerval. Nerval effect in order to get a copy of Fractal to the hand. Karos, pitching a Karos to summon Karos. Masterpiece coming down on the Karos. We haven't yet used our normal summon. Down comes Nerval. Time to go for 4, baby. We can go for the Shrike, and the Shrike, even if it can't banish the Masterpiece, which it can certainly out it by going to the battle phase. We will go for a copy of Flaget in main phase 2, triggering the effect of the Shrike in graveyard. We'll summon a copy of Cobalt Sparrow. Cobalt Sparrow triggers in order to get another Nerval. We're going to link off into a Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty, and then we're going to go for a Barrel Canary, summoning back the Cobalt Sparrow. We'll go into a Recital Starling, trigger the effect of the Recital Starling in order to increase the attack on the Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty, then activate the Recital Starling for a Wagtail, set 1 Simorgh, get a Celeste, activate the effect, pass turn. Good luck to you. Summon limit. Oh, thank you so much for keeping this deck out of my tournament. All right, so now we have the Pendulum off. We've got Aki, a storied player, versus May playing a storied deck. Both of these are exceptionally interesting, but I imagine you don't want to draw all 3 Zephyrath? I'm pretty sure that all 3 Zephyrath is not ideal. Chad, let me know if you're supposed to draw all 3 Zephyrath here. Okay, well, Aki going first. The Dasher in hand is frustrating, but still should be fine. The Bambuku coming down in the Ash Blossom met with that. Can't get cured into rotation. Well, too bad, idiot. We still have the Duelist Alliance. We'll go for a copy of Double Iris Magician, and if this isn't just the sickest Pendulum summon you've ever seen, we'll PS2 here, including a Perform Pal Pendulum Sorcerer, which allows you to pop both of these. They're going to go for 1 in order to get the Double Iris. And one of the most powerful cards released to this archetype recently is Perform Pal Celestial Magician, just an unbelievable one. We're going to go for a Dagd here. Not a particularly interesting line, but definitely an effective one. We'll go for the Double Iris Magician here, and then Wonder to get that Wisdom Eye back. And finally, we'll end on a Verte Anaconda in order to get ourselves a copy of DPE in rotation. We'll use the DPE to pop the Double Iris, which is not a once per turn, which allows us to get the Time Pendulum Graph as well. We'll go for Wisdom Eye here in order to set a copy of Purple Poison, and suddenly we've got like 4 interactions, one of which is a Scythe. We're going to go for the Scythe first, activating Scythe and triggering the effect of the DPE as well. Scythe is going to lock from the extra deck, which severely constrains the Pendulum player's plays. They're going to go for SPE here in order to get an Endymion. They'll go for the Zephyrath, use the effect of the Zephyrath in order to modulate getting a Zephyraxi in the zone. We'll Pendulum Summon 1, has to be from hand here. We're going to go for Endymion, and then Special Summon a Time Gazer. We're going to go to the battle phase. We get to walk over the Scythe, but unfortunately, that Time Pendulum Graph is going to make quick work of that. We'll trigger the effect of the Purple Poison to eat the other scale, as well as the effect of the Star Pendulum Graph, but the Time Gazer will actually protect the Zephyrath. We should be able to OTK from here. Wow, using the Dasher effect in Graveyard. Standby will bring back the DPE. Go to main phase 1. Set the Celestial Magician. Wow, this card being a Performapal is a huge deal. We'll go into Baron and trigger the effect of the Star Pendulum Graph. Baron to pop the Time Gazer Magician, and I believe that is all she wrote. May will surrender here. So it's time for game 2, and, well, when you put bricks in your deck, you're going to draw Mare Mare from the Zephyr player and Dasher from the Pendulum Prime player, though you are also seeing a card out of the sideboard here. Lava Golem has become extremely popular in Pendulum because they do not give a shit about their normal summon. Providence coming down, one of the most powerful search spells in the history of time because it can search a search spell. We'll go for Zephyrath here. I think we have to send Zephyraxi, right? We'll trigger the effect of Zephyrath in order to send a, Zephyr Wendy. Sir, this is a Zephyr Wendy's. We'll go for a Zephyr Nui and then set 1 pass. We have 9 Pillars live. Not a fantastic start, but it does play around Lava Golem, and oh, Wavering Eyes in the mirror. Come on. That's so painful. What on that? There's no way that Dasher attack is the play. There's like literally 0 shot. All right, we're going for Halcify Breaks here to get Tuning Magician. From here, we can go into Linkaribo, trigger the effect of the Tuning Magician to bring it back, and then use Tuning Magician's effect to deal 400 to our own life points. Afterwards, we'll go into a Dagda and proceed to the end step. This is a very interesting line that I like a lot. They're going to go for Foolish Burial. We get to main phase, tag out of Halcify Breaks here for a Wonder Magician. We'll trigger Wonder Magician, popping the other scale. Oh, not even going for the Dagda setup here. We're going to go for Danglong into Oracle of Zephyr activation, but we've already got 9 Pillars in rotation. We're going to set 1 card and pass turn. All you got out is the Danglong, but it's hard to do that with only a Lava Golem. Going to go to main phase 1. Here we can make an access code, and oh, well, that will do it. We'll access code going for the back row, access code going for the back row, access code going for the back row. Cool. All right, down comes a couple of monsters, one of which is a Harmonizing Magician. That'll get an Oath Dragon from deck, which allows a Baron to fleur. They'll trigger the effect of the Baron in order to pop the Danglong. Danglong triggers, Baron negates, and that should be all she wrote. Woo! A little crusty, but we got there, and Pendulum Pure will be moving on to the next one. All right. I'm excited for this one. Ceraminon is a good-ass player, and they are on the deck they are known for. Their opponent is on Invoked Dogmatica Shadow, and it seems they have opened Disciple plus Gamma plus Ash plus Ecclesia. Pretty decent start, but Eminon's isn't bad either. Tanky coming down. Going to fire the Kaleido Chick. Okay, sending Emerald Bird. Perfume to bring back the Emerald Bird. Emerald Bird effect in order to draw a card. Martin effect in order to add a card. Perfume effect to pitch a card. The Ash coming down, but we wanted the Serenade Dance in Graveyard. 4 Strix time. We'll go ahead and get a copy of Zephyros. We'll go for Serenade Dance to bring back the Kaleido Chick, and down comes Tiger. Tiger bringing back Kaleido Chick will activate Zephyros to put the Tiger back. I hate that this is not once per turn. We'll go into Wise Strix and activate the effect. Perfect time to Gamma. Wow, that's a really good Gamma. Wise Strix to the graveyard, no big deal. We can activate Tiger again. Tiger effect in order to bring back Emerald Bird, and here we go. Redoer. A Redoer effect, which triggers Emerald Bird for some reason, bringing back Kaleido Chick, which sends for cost. We'll go for the Martin effect, putting back the Tiger. Oh my god, we cannot let this card come back. We'll make Abyss Dweller, activate Tiger, bring back the Martin. And then afterwards, we're going to go for Masquerena. My lord, that's incredible. Redoer effect here is going to get a spell. Okay, down comes an Nadir, sending a copy of Omega. After that is going to be the Ecclesia. Fleur-de-Lis coming down immediately afterwards in order to negate the Masquerena. We'll normal summon an Ash. Why are we normaling the Ash here? Am I missing something? Redoer effect. Redoer effect. And this should be the end of the game. We'll go for a Kaleido Chick into a Martin. Oh, it's bait. I see. We'll go for the Tiger here in order to summon back the Emerald Bird. Oh, they tried to make Verte! Oh no! Yeah, one of the skill testing things in Invoked Dogmatica Shadow is managing your locks. The deck has like 4 different locks, and they all apply in different scenarios, but they did begin their turn with an Nadir Servant, which is going to lock them from the extra driver off the top, but it doesn't matter. This Redoer and this Appaloosa should be enough to clean up this board state. We'll go for the Kaleido Chick, then the Yellow Martin. The Called by the Grave coming down on the Yellow Martin. No big deal. From here, we should have it. Oh, we'll be able to Tribute for Side Frame Driver and get in for lethal. Or not get in for lethal at all. Oh, yes. So I actually know why they didn't get in for lethal. Eminon sent me a PM and said, okay, listen, that was a lethal attack, but my opponent said, please just let me see the top card of my deck so I can be mad at myself. Do not ever do this. If your opponent says, I just want to know the top of my deck, you need to stop them. You need to say, listen, no matter what happens, no matter what you see on the top of your deck, you're going to feel way worse than you did before. All right, this time the Invoked Dogmatica player is going first, and it looks like Eminon's the great gamer who has opened Gamma. They're going to begin with a copy of Alistair the Invoker, and I imagine Gamma's coming down immediately on this. Unfortunately, they have the Ash Blossom. Ash is kind of weird against the Gamma here, but it does do what you want. We can Invocation into a Makaba, and now, if necessary, we can use Makaba to negate the Gamma. We'll go for Nadir. We're going to send a copy of... Ooh, App Cologne is probably the end of the game. Go for the Gamma here. That'll be negated by the Makaba, and we get the Rook. We'll go for the Ecclesia afterwards. We'll trigger the effect of the Ecclesia in order to get a Maximus. We'll trigger the effect of the Maximus, banishing the Almirage. We'll trigger the effect of the Maximus in order to send a whole bunch of really crazy cards and get back this copy of Rook, and then we'll trigger the Titanclad at end to get a copy of Fleur-de-Lis. Weird they didn't set the Called by, but maybe they're playing around Spell Trap Destruction like Lightning Storm. They're going to go for an Emerald Bird here, and I mean, here we go. You know, they're all dark monsters. We'll just make Winda. Wow, Eminon's still going. I don't know why. All right, time for that all-important Game 3 and... What the fuck? Is this the right deck? Eminon, did you load in with Zephyro? You're playing Zephyrath? Why would you... What does Zephyrath do? It's part of a small world bridge. Oh, great. Okay. All right, well, hopefully the prosperity will get us out of this. For 3, says, you know, I pretty much have everything I want. There's Tanky. I mean, I guess we got it. We'll Tanky for Tiger here. We're going to go for Foolish Burial Goods. We're going to send a copy of Serenade Dance. We'll trigger the effect of the Serenade Dance to send the driver to go into a Kaleido Chick. We're going to trigger Kaleido Chick. Ugh, terrible time to Gamma. We'll go for the Tiger here, and I'm just now realizing the opponent's hand is Alistair the Invoker, and then 3 cards that are all part of setup Garnets. Excellent. So Gamma on the Y-Strix is pretty devastating, obviously. Shocking the driver wasn't in hand, given the quantity of this hand. We'll go for the Yellow Martin. We'll trigger the Tiger once again. We'll activate the effect of Tiger. No hard ones per turn. And speaking of no hard ones per turns, Kaleido Chick sends for cost. We'll send a Martin, and then afterwards, I guess we'll set fucking Zephyrath. We have a target? We're playing Zephyr-Nui? What the fuck? Are we boarding into this? Sure, okay. I guess we hadn't done our normal, so we'll go for Zephyros and return the Tiger. We can activate Tiger once again. That's just more material. Wow, if we make Appaloosa, we probably still win. We're going to go for Dweller, set 1 and pass with the Zephyr Divine Strike set. We will go for the Dweller here. They're going to normal an Alistair. And I guess Masquerena comes down next, going for a Unicorn to spin that sucker. This is a killer evenly matched, though. Ooh, there it is. That's going to bait out the Divine Strike, but the rest of this hand is pee-pee poo-poo. No! So if you're unfamiliar, Invocation can technically fusion summon anything if you're using monsters from hand. And sometimes... Oh, God. So we're going to Abyss Dweller right at the outset because we don't want this recurring no matter what happens. DPE firing here, targeting Tiger. Definitely correct, but will prevent the DPE from going. This is stupid that Tiger floats. They'll just go into Access Code Talker and get in for lethal. I feel so bad for the DPE pilot. There was just nothing they could do. All right, next up we've got 2 Balls to the Wall combo decks. One of them is actually competent, and the other is Plant. So you can see the plant player has opened Offer Scorpio, which I imagine is the one card, but they also opened Darlingtonia Cobra. Don't worry, they can shuffle it back with the Magical Mallet. Let's see what happens here. Offerus pitching. Oh, no, they're actually playing 2 Cobra. Great. Okay, they're going to get a copy of Ready Fusion, and good luck. Ready Fusion here into a copy of that. Into Jasmine. I'll trigger Jasmine here to summon a Lone Fire. Oh, this is looking pretty good. Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Lone Fire, I believe. And then from here, we can go into an Evil Thorn. Evil Thorn is going to summon 2 Evil Thorn from deck, which can go into a second Jasmine if they want, but I think, yeah, Akashic here might be the play. Oh. Well, that's Droll and Lockbird, baby. Foolish Burial here, sending a Doppel Warrior. We're going to tuning in order to get a copy of Junk Synchron, a handle normal the Junk Synchron in order to bring back the Doppel Warrior. That should be all she wrote, because here comes Junk Speeder. Now, if you've never read Junk Speeder, this is one of the craziest cards in the history of time. Lets you summon up to 5 Synchrons from your deck, but here 3 will suffice, one of which is the Jet Synchron. We're going to get Stardust Illumination off that Stardust Synchron and then go into a Chaotic Ruler, the Chaotic Demonic Dragon, after going for the Hyper Librarian so we can draw a card. Wow, and that's exactly what we were looking to find. I guess we're going to take the Caligo Crow. We'll go for the Celestial Double Star Shaman to bring back the Claw Crow and the Doppel Warrior. Doppel Warrior, by the way, not once per turn, I believe. Yep, we'll go for the Cupid Pitch and the Hyper Librarian and 2 more tokens. This is definitely the end of the game. We'll go ahead and make a Martial Metal Marcher off of the Cupid Pitch. That'll trigger the Cupid Pitch and the Marcher and the Hyper Librarian. You literally draw like 12 cards over the course of this combo. It's why you get away with so many powerful extenders from hand like Caligo Claw Crow, because you can almost assuredly find one. They'll go Barone into Stardust Charge Warrior, summon the Crow. They'll go for Chaotic Ruler to bring back a boy, and then Stardust Synchron to cycle itself. From here, they can use Jet Synchron, another powerful resummon from Grave, to go in a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. That's crazy. They'll Baron the Akashic and proceed to the battle phase directly with the Stardust. The Baron will negate, and this is well above lethal. Wow, what an incredible sequence. Okay, so that game was cool, but was also made possible by exactly Droll and Lockbird. This time, I think they have it, right? The plant FTK player. There's no interaction from the opponent whatsoever, so they have to have it. All right, so they're going to begin with a copy of Orpheus Scorpio, activating the effect in order to summon a copy of Darlingtonia Cobra. They're going to trigger Darlingtonia Cobra in order to get a Ready Fusion. They will mallet away 2 of these cards, go for a Dark World Dealings, pitching an Angelica. They'll go for Ready Fusion for the Rose Spectre again. They're going to make Jasmine. Jasmine here is going to... Oh my god, they Dark World Dealings them into Nibiru. You have got to be fucking with me. Sometimes you're just too good. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you're just too good. Chaos Ruler coming down. This is really what makes the Synchron deck tick. It's just such an amazing extender. It can get you sometimes hand traps, but sometimes play starters like Junk Synchron. They're going to go for the Doppel Warrior here and the Stardust Charge Warrior. No reason to not just draw a bunch of cards when you've got the Caligo in hand and your normal summon at the ready. Junk Synchron bringing back the Doppel Warrior. Now we can go into a Junk Speeder. This Junk Speeder is only summoning, I believe, 2. Yeah, and it's still crazy. Using the Stardust Synchron to get a copy of Illuminate, we'll go into a Baron de Fleur and a Martial Metal Marcher. That'll trigger both the Martial Metal Marcher and provide utility for a Heart Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. We can bring this bad boy back, and no reason to extend past this. This is way beyond game. So with that, I am proud to announce your top 8. Tatsim on Drytron, Lilipod on Infernoble, Maverick on Grass Dragon, Quark Baudelaire on Sword Soul Tenyi, Chess Prime on Lyrilisk Tri-Brigade, Depp on Pendulum, Seremenon on Lunalite, and Kira on Synchron. Now the good news is that Sword Soul Tenyi and Lyrilisk Tri-Brigade are still in contention, which means the meta still has a chance to right this and ensure that all of these terrible, awful decks are sent to Tier 4 where they belong. All right, time for the first one of these. Tatsim is on Drytron and Lily is on Infernoble, and this is an FTK. Zeta plus Alpha. I guess they have Infip. You can maybe Infip the Fafnir. They're even letting it resolve. Drytron for Ben 10. Gamma pitching Ben 10. Jeez. What are we infipping? The Verte? Sure. Infip the Diviner after they've accomplished everything is pretty rough, but realistically, what are you going to do? Oh, did they just synchro summon that Herald? Huge disrespect. The Heritage of the Chalice being bopped by the Herald, and I mean, the Cult Wing in hand is just the icing on the fucking cake for this one. Going into Isold, Ultimatus trades for it, we'll trigger Ava, and let's just go to game 2. Okay, at least Tatsim's going second this time. You can see the Infernoble pilot has drawn one of her Garnets here, but the deck has like 8 of them, so who cares? We're going to go for Olivier. Do you think she has Orange Light as a cross-out designator target? I doubt it. She's going to have to chew through like 2 of them. Nope. That was game 2. Easy. Next up is Maverick CXX versus Quark Baudelaire. Now, ideally, this is where Maverick's tournament run will end. While their deck is really cool and super explosive, Sword Soul Tenyi is Sword Soul Tenyi, so good luck to them. Let's see if they can find their grass. All right, Longwan first. We're going to use Longwan and the token to go into Baroness de Fleur. Longwan deal 12. Hate that it does that. Normal Ecclesia. Must be nice to open both of these, plus Blackout. Moye here, revealing the Blackout. They're going to go ahead and make a token into a Chi-Xiao. Chi-Xiao effect, Moye effect will draw 15 cards as well. I don't even know what you get. Yeah, Emergence is probably fine. Emergence here, adding the Protoss. Go for the Protoss, call Dark, and then we'll just set a couple of cards. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, Melody of Awakening Dragon is going to be negated by Baroness. I think we can fire the second one. We'll go for Gub here. We're going to normal summon the Rocket Tracer into a Hauk. That Hauk is going to be met with the Chi-Xiao, but maybe we can still make this work. We're going to go for Melody number 2, pitching the Dragon Ravine. We're going to go for Ishatos. Ishatos effect declaring Warrior, and... We'll go for Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon, but if we're not outing the Ishatos, this is pretty crazy. The arch nemesis look each other in the eye. Shaman of the Tenyi. Never mind, that's enough. Enough to concede. What the hell? This literally doesn't out this card. What? Did I miss something? Ishato's literally just too big? We straight up can't out a 3,000 attack point monster? Alright. Okay, well, I guess we have found the weakness to Sword Soul, right? You just make Blue Eyes White Dragon. Okay, we'll go for the Appears here, then we'll follow it up with a Longwan. This is the exact same open as last time, except now we've got a Chiwen uselessly sitting in hand. That's been my experience with Danglong, too. We'll go for Ecclesia here in order to summon a Moye. We'll trigger the effect of the Moye, revealing this Vishutta in hand to get a token. Then we'll activate Ashana to summon an Adhara. From here, we can go into a Danglong, and we'll trigger the effect of the Moye as well to get a Troll and Lockbird. Sick! We'll go for 9 Pillars, and then we'll follow it up as well with the... that's it, just 9 Pillars. Okay, 9 Pillars plus Baron. They're going to begin with a copy of Thunder Dragon. That is going to be met with Droll. We'll go to Battle Phase for evenly matched. That's going to be met with Baron. A fun game. 1 for 1 coming down next to get a copy of Gub. We can normal summon the Flag and then go into Hauk. Hauk effect. That's going to be met with 9 Pillars. And I imagine we are going to Game 3 momentarily because Danglong will float into Tsunami. Rocket Tracer maybe makes something. Striker Dragon and Glow Up Bulb goes into what? Chaos Dragon Levianeer popping the board, and then we can use Striker Dragon to cycle back into the Tracer and just like hope that we make it to next turn. Seems like cope to me. We'll go to Battle Phase to clear our field. That's pretty funny. The Chiwen rotting in hand. We'll go for the Ashana into the Monk, into the Ashana effect in order to bring out the Vishutta. We'll normal summon this card in order to go to Baxia. That's pretty good. We're going to go into a Moye here. We'll trigger the effect of the Moye. The Moye and the Sathana means that we should probably have the material necessary to make everything that we want. We'll go into a Chi-Xiao. The Chi-Xiao can add a long one, and we can make another 10 if we want, or it can add a Sudden Shift, or it doesn't have to because we drew the Sudden Shift off the top of the god-darn deck. All right, long one for another 12, set 2 pass. Good luck, Mav. E-Telly's a nice one, but I don't think it's nice enough. They're going to go for the E-Telly. They're going to get Psy Reflector. Psy Reflector effect is going to be met with Infip, and Tracer is going to be chained, which we can negate with the Chi-Xiao. See you next time, buckaroo. Okay, time for that all-important Game 3, and whoa, Ishatos is pretty good here. What if they call Worm? Does Quark really have an out to that? All right, we're going to go for a Charge of the Light Brigade into 1 for 1, sending a copy of Thunder Dragon Dark. That's horrifying. Okay, we're going to go for a Psy Reflector here, targeting the Beast. We'll change La Criatura to a 7 before going into Chaos Ruler and finding off the top. Oh, God, the Thunder Dragon. Oh, man. We'll go Thundy for a couple of Thundies and then fire Glow Up Bulb. Oh, sending a Valkyria. We'll go Raiden here, milling 2 more cards before making Reperducus and Ishatos. Valkyria into the Dragon Dark here in order to get a Dragon Roar. We're going to send an Omni Dragon Brotar. We'll change type to Worm, and then we'll call Worm. Targeting itself, of course, it can't be destroyed. We'll then go for the Melody of Awakening Dragon, go for the Jet Synchron that we milled, and the Chaotic Ruler. That's going to translate into a really powerful Dragon monster. We can also get a Dragon Hawk. We'll go into Hot Red, then activate Chaos Emperor Dragon, Saruya for 4 here. That's going to be really sick to tuck this assault mode back. Whoa, and even sending the Grasp, because we've been through so much of our deck, it actually does nothing at this point. We'll bring back the Nemesis Umbrella and then use its effect to get the Ashatos back into rotation. Chaos Space pitching the Ashatos and then going into a Collapse Serpent. Saruya Skull Dread, of course, into a Striker Dragon, triggering the Striker plus, oh my god, the Collapse Serpent. This is crazy. We're going to go into Romulus. We still apparently have a targeted deck. The Dragon Ravine will activate the effect, pitching a Chaos Space in order to send an Absolouter, which we can use to get a copy of Tracer. We'll go for the Levy Meteor here to tuck a card from hand back into the deck, and then afterwards we can overlay for Draconic Galaxy. We'll go for Boot Sector Launch to summon the Tracer, and we can even end on an 8. Oh my god! All right, this is epic. This is so cool. So this is a Wormlock plus 3 negates. And understandably, they're going to concede to that. Okay, chat. Little concerned. Oh, boy. Chess Prime 1 is on the last meta deck still in contention, Lyralisk Tri-Brigade, while Aki is on Pendulum. Good luck. Aki's going first. They're going to begin with a copy of Bunbuku. No hand traps in the hand of the Lyralisk player, so we will be able to go ahead and add a Kira in a hand. We're going to Wavering Eyes here for an Astrograph, which triggers the Astrograph. That's going to allow them to get a Chronograph Sorcerer to hand. They're going to go for a Dagda and then set Chronograph Sorcerer in order to set a Scythe. Afterwards, we can set an Oath Dragon Magician, activate Chronograph Sorcerer in order to get a Time Gazer into the Pendulum Zone, then Magician back the Purple Poison. We're going to Pendulum Summon 3 or 4 here. Oh my god. Then go to Verte Anaconda. So we've got Kirin plus DPE plus the ability to Scythe Lock our opponent. That's kind of crazy. So we're going to begin with DPE, popping the back row, and unsurprisingly, that's pretty crazy. We'll trigger the effect of the DPE in Graveyard. Now, thankfully, that Heavy Storm will make work of the ability of this deck to rebuild, but what are we doing about the cards that are still on field? We have no Scythe. We'll go for Warbler here to go for Sparrow. I think we're just walling up. We probably can pretty effectively. Passing turn here, I think at least you probably go to the battle phase. Kirin popping back the Astrograph. Oh my god, that's crazy. They're going to special summon a Bunbuku. Is there still a target? The third Bunbuku, yeah. They'll bring back the DP and I guess just go to combat. Appaloosa for 2 should be enough. They're going to put the Bunbuku back. We haven't committed to a normal. We're going to DPE targeting the Bunbuku and the Turquoise Warbler. That's crazy! All right, there are too many little synergies in here for me to not be pogging out of my mind. So it's time for game 2 and... oh, no. No, come on, man. Not like this. Come on, man. Not like this. Come on. Not like this, man. Come on. Come on, not like this, man. Monkey board down. Monkey board down. Oh, my God. You can get Celestial with monkey board. Okay, you can't take monkey board off. Harm and Time Gazer coming down. We'll infip the Harm. No surprises there. Obviously, that's going to translate into a Verte Anaconda, rather. Okay, I mean... maybe we can do this. We need a starter. Cosmic Cyclone targeting the set card. It's... you gotta be fucking with me. Come on. Oh, come on. Not like this. No, not like this. Oh, no. And it looks like Fire Verte 2 turns in a row might just take it. This kit coming down. Triggering its effect, we can send a Nerval and use Nerval to get Karos effect here, but that Karos is just going to get absolutely got by the Forbidden Droplet, sending 2 here to negate the Almirage. Why? DPE targeting the back row, Oath targeting the Almirage, bringing back the Nerval, and it doesn't matter. This is over. Oh, Dasher out the double Iris. Bring back the DPE. Celestial for 2. What? How? Wait, hold up. How did they Celestial? Oh, the Dasher's still in grave, obviously. We tried. That's what's important. All right, and no meta remains. Maybe we went too far this time. Well, in the interest of going too far, our last match for our top eights is Kira versus Emanon. Kira has opened the combo for what it's worth. Foolish Burial plus Junk Synchron does get you there. But Emanon has opened Nibiru plus Gamma, so good luck to Kira. We'll see. We're going to begin with the Foolish Burial, setting a copy of Doppel Warrior. We're going to normal Junk Synchron. I imagine you maybe even Gamma this. Nope, going for the Warrior. Going for Excel here. That's interesting. They're going to get 2 tokens. Then from here, they're going to activate Excel, sending a Stardust Synchron, and then summoning a Celestial Double Star Shaman. That's going to bring back Doppel Warrior and the Caligo from hand. They'll go for Cupid Pitch. Trigger the Doppel Warrior in Graveyard. I mean, you could just Nibiru anywhere here. They are going to decrease the level, go into a Stardust Charge, trigger the effect of the Cupid Pitch and the Stardust Charge in order to get, a Skater and Caligo. Now you kind of have to wait, right? They're going to bring back the Stardust Synchron and then activate the effect in order to get a copy of Illuminate. They'll go into Baron and, wow. There was never really a good Nibiru there. Okay, color me intrigued. Let me see where we're going with this. I imagine what's going to happen is Sir Emanon is going to let them go as far as possible. Yeah, and then Nibiru follow it up with the Gamma. And so we're going to eat the entire board here. Nibiru coming down, and we've already used our normal. We'll trigger Trail. Oh my god, Doppel Warrior has a hand effect. Okay, and that is going to be it. Okay, well, just wrap this one up, Emanon. Normal summon the Kaleido Chick, activate Kaleido Chick effect, sending the Yellow Martin. No fucking way that's it. No shot that this deck is that bad. Are you kidding me? That's what this deck does? That's what we were scared of bringing Tiger off for? Yellow Martin pass? Oh my god. Well, because we haven't gone for Speeder yet, let's just do that now, and that should be the end of the game. Herald of the Arclight coming down, go to the battle phase. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon triggering here, and getting in for... oh my god, this has an effect that triggers. We'll pass back to the opponent here, but this is a lot of negates. Omega going to return the Jet Synchron to Graveyard. Foolish Burial Goods coming down. Herald of the Arclight into Gamma, into Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss, which I don't think actually does what you want. Oh, negating the Foolish Burial Goods, I see. They're going to normal the Kaleido Chick, activate the effect. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is going to negate the Kaleido Chick, which actually does something for one of the few times ever, because there is not another Lunalight in rotation. And that is going to be all she wrote, going to the battle phase, and that's it. Well, I did not expect Synchron to be able to beat a hand of Nibiru Gamma, but here we are. Emanon going first for game 2, and... I'm so fucking sorry. Emanon, are you in chat? Are you in chat, Emanon? I'm so fucking sorry I made you play this. I'm so sorry. I hate this game, lol. Oh. Well, in the defense of people who are watching this brick, your deck is 60% Garnets. All right, let's see what Synchron can accomplish into one back row. We're going to normal summon a copy of Junk Synchron, bring back the Converter. Down comes the Gamma. I mean, that's a good start, right? Oh, we get another shot at it. Oh, that's pretty good. He just needed Kaleido Chick. Oh, you've got to be fucking with me. We have to take Nibiru for Small World, and we're going to get drolled. No! It's not even a Small World bridge. Emanon, I'm so sorry. Oh, he took it as a defensive option. This deck does not have a one-card combo. I'm recognizing this. We're literally just going into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. This is this deck. Oh no. This is this deck's version. Okay, Tanky's good of going into DPE pass. Just like, I'm gonna 1-for-1 you the whole time. Droll comes down, and we pass in again, baby. Oh my, this is Emanon. I'm so fucking sorry. This is the most painful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Main phase 2 Speeder says you have to have something, right? Into pass. Amanon! I am so fucking sorry. Droll again. Kaleido Chick, battle phase, droplet in damage. I'm so sorry. Oh. Well, chat, and here is your top 4. Tatsim on Drytron, which could kind of be construed as meta. You know, this depending on your definition of meta, if it's a little looser than most, this, you know, you could consider this meta, maybe. Maverick on Grass Dragon. This deck is sick. And I think we've seen the Gub and the Grass, but everything else is, like, legal. Pendulum, you know, is a deck. I don't know if it's, like, meta. And Synchron somehow has weaseled their way in a top 4. So, let's see how these turn out. All right, so Tatsim versus Maverick, and let's see how this goes. Looks like Maverick is going first. They're going to begin with a Thunder Dragon into a Chaos Space, pitching a Thunder Dragon into a Melody of Awakening Dragon. Must be nice. We'll go for the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent into the Thunder Dragon Hawk, and then afterwards we're going to go into a Striker Dragon. This is Shatos. Gets a lot better when you have perfect knowledge what your opponent is playing. They're going to go for the White Dragon Wyvern Burster, triggering the Chaos Space, and then activating Dragon Ravine. They're going to activate Dragon Ravine in order to go into an Absolouter Dragon in Graveyard, then get themselves a copy of Tracer. They're going to normal summon the Synchron in order to bring back the Absolouter Dragon, and then go into a Chaos Ruler. They're going to trigger Chaos Ruler for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of Garnets being sent to the graveyard here. Ooh, and that's a whiff. And no big deal. We really just want the cards engraved with the Levianeer. Shuffling back the Instant Fusion, going into Ding, and then we'll make a Shatos. A Shatos here, declaring Machine and popping the Ding to do so. Very silly. That is going to be a pass from Tatsim. They're going to go for the Flag first and foremost, summoning the Flag and then activating the Flag in order to get the Protoss to hand. From here, they can go in... Ooh, Phoenix. Phoenix sending 2 here so that we can not die. They'll go into Unicorn and then, of course, an Access Code Talker. If this isn't lethal, there's a really easy line to 1 in the Chaos Ruler, and Tatsim will concede game 1. Okay, time for game 2, and this time Tatsim is going first. No hand traps from the opponent. This hand looks good enough. Let's see how far we can make it work. All right, we're going to go for Millenniumizer Strict into a Diviner. Diviner sending a Herald of the Arclight. We're going to go for Zeta here, pitching the Ben 10. We'll go for a copy of Meteonis and trigger the effect of the Ben 10, getting a copy of Orange Light, activate Drytron to get Ben 10, and then overlay for a Beatrice. Beatrice here is going to send a Gamma. We'll go for Preparation of Rites in order to get an Itaden. And then we will go ahead and activate the effect of Gamma to go into a Fafnir. Fafnir here is going to send a copy of Delta, the only one we haven't used. And then we're going to make a Ben 10, activate the effect of the Meteonis Drytron, targeting the Fafnir, go for the Delta, pitching the Ben 10, triggering the Ben 10 to get a copy of Ultimatus, and then firing off the Alpha, pitching the Ultimatus for itself. They'll go for a DRA, then go to Masquerena, Drytron effect for Ultimateness, and pass back to the opponent. All of that done, of course, under Millenniumizer Strict. Then we'll go for an Ava to get a couple of Heralds to hand. Good luck. All right, we're going to begin with a copy of Raiden. We're actually going to Masquerena now for... Whoa! This is an auto win versus this deck. This locks the grave. Oh my god. E-Telly into Thundra. Go for the Dragon Ravine. That's going to get negated. And that's the end of the turn. Okay, wrap this one up, Tatsim. We're going to begin with a Gamma pitching the DRA, and Maverick will surrender. So it's time for that all-important Game 3. Oh, joy, a Shatos. And Droll Lockbird, maybe. All right, so Mav going first. Going to begin with a copy of Charge of the Light Brigade. And down comes Droll and Lockbird. Let's see how far you can get, idiot. Quick launch coming out in order to go into a Rocket Tracer. And it's Hauka Fibrax time. Hauk effect in order to summon a Jet Synchron. We'll go into a Reproducus. And we can still do it. We can still do it. Well... Oh? 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 Ooh? There's no way, right? There's, like, no way you could make this work. Oh, wait! Tatsim is the most based player in the universe. Alright, down comes the Brotar. They're going to target itself to get a Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Realistically, how far can they go with no Graveyard and 1 Collapse Serpent? And a Thunder Dragon? Haven't we already done that this game? We haven't. Alright, let's see. Thunder Dragon into Black Dragon Collapse Serpent into Striker. Striker effect, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, Chain Link 2. Striker effect. We're going to tag out for the Tracer. Go for the Wyver Burster. Trigger a Dragon Dark. Go in a Romulus. Wait, are you kidding me right now? Are you... This is... Is this a straight-up OTK with no graveyard? Oh my god. Okay, Chaos Ruler. That's, you know, that's, not a whiff. We did get the Rocket Synchron. E-Telly here for Psy Reflector. Holy shit, what a rip off the Chaos Space. Assault coming down. Okay, we get to negate that. Gub now coming down into Unicorn. Oh my god. I can't believe it. That was one Collapse Serpent. I just want to point out for that last match that Tatsim did not Ginlock anyone one time. He was literally just playing Drytron. That was the entire series. Just Drytron. And even then, the instant fusions that he used to go into Millennium Eyes Restrict accomplished literally nothing the entire tournament. It would have been better to just play Drytron as it exists today. To Ava, all I need, says Tatsim. True. All right. Well, our other top four is Kira versus Aki, and this seems kind of die rolly. Kira has won the die roll. Well, I guess we'll find out. So Kira doesn't have a really good... Oh no, Synchro Overtake can get Junk Synchron. You have to do Junk Synchron into Caligo Clawcrow, which is rough, and if this Junk Speeder is negated, you do lose, but it's not. And this is the power of Junk Speeder. Look at this, 4-3-1. We get to add off the Stardust Synchron, and this represents at least 2. From here, we can activate Illuminate in order to get a copy of Tail into the graveyard. We'll go for the Doppel Warrior into the TG Hyper Librarian, and the Doppel Warrior tokens mean that we're going to draw a shitload of cards. That Illuminate is going to reduce the level of that monster to make a Chaos Ruler. We'll go Chaos Ruler Chainlink 2, TG Hyper Librarian Chainlink 1. Whoa, a Skater is such a big pickup. They're actually going for the Doppel Warrior, in fact. They know something I don't. Going for the Celestial Double Star Shaman here in the Hyper Librarian to recycle the Doppel Warrior again to go to Cupid Pitch. That Hyper Librarian drawing another card. 2 more tokens for the Doppel Warrior. We have 1-4 on our side of the field. Yeah, we should be able to make this work. We're going to decrease the level to go to Martial Metal Marcher, trigger the effect of the Cupid Pitch, and the effect of the Martial Metal Marcher, and the effect of the TG Hyper Librarian to draw another card, another Junk Converter here. We're going to get another Caligo Clawcrow and then go into a Baroness. We're going to activate the effect of the TG Hyper Librarian a couple of times as we weave through a Herald of the Arclight line. We'll bring back the Chaos Ruler, and now that we have a 1 and an 8, we can go to Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This is really what this gets for the Jet Synchron. We'll bring back the Stardust Synchron, and we can finally go for the Tail. Tail here allowing another 8 the Omega. Drawing another card. I mean, we've drawn like 15 freaking cards here. We'll set 2 and then discard 3 to hand size. All right, Oath Dragon Magician coming down, and oh god, the Herald of the Arclight really screwing this up. We're going to negate the Harmonizing Magician. Doesn't really do anything. We're going to special the Dasher in order to get over the Herald. That Tuning Magician is going to be negated, but we can activate the effect in Graveyard, or at least we could if there wasn't a Called by the Grave set. You know, after they do the combo, you can't really expect that they're not going to have every single hand trap in the known universe. Special the Clawcrow, go to the battle phase, and I believe this is the end of the game. The Time Pendulum Graph coming down, but the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss will make quick work of that. All right, time for game 2, and Nibiru for the Synchron player. Let's see it. This is a killer hand out of Aki as well, though. We got Wisdom Eye Magician into Chronograph Sorcerer. We can use Chronograph Sorcerer to cycle into, of course, a Time Star in the zone. That's a Magician, so we can cycle for an Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon here adding back a monster, and then we can summon the Chronograph Sorcerer and the Pendysork and the Harmonizing. The Pendysork popping the Time Gazer and the Harmonizing summoning an Oath Dragon. Harmonizing or summoning an Oath Dragon is so silly, but enabling an early Baron is so sick, and that was on Summon 5. So all this is going to trade for is the Baron negate, and any additional negates are just going to be icing. We can use Baron to pop our own monster here, popping the Double Iris, even if we don't have a battle phase, to go into a Time Pendulum Graph. And now we can normal summon a Scully in order to get Artifact Dagda to trigger on our turn. We're going to add a copy of Celestial to hand. We'll activate Celestial, activate Tuning Magician, and we can even go further using Tuning Magician's effect a little bit here. We can go into a Hauka Fibrax in order to enable potentially a TG Wonder Magician on our opponent's turn. We'll go into Verte and make it DP as well. This is such a silly little line. We'll set this Time Pendulum Graph and pass back to our opponent. Now, this is pretty good from the Synchron player, all things considered. We're going to begin with a copy of the Skater, but unfortunately, nothing this deck does can stop the imminent Scythe. We're going to use Wonder Magician targeting the Scythe. Scythe triggers here. We're going to summon it, and I mean, that's just all she wrote. A second Baron. Wow. So it's time for that all-important Game 3. Synchron on the play. No hand traps from the opponent. Let's see how far she can go. We're going to begin with a copy of a Skater pitching the Jet Synchron. God, that's such a good pitch. We'll summon a copy of Fire Ant from deck and go for Chaos Ruler. A lot of the time, this is your play starter, not the Junk Speeder. You really want to commit to the Junk Speeder when you're sure your opponent doesn't have anything, or you can play through it, going from Caligo Clockrow into Tuning to get a copy of Junk Synchron for the normal. Normaling back the Converter. Converter's so powerful. Summoning the Doppel Warrior from hand, and here we can go for Hyper Librarian before even committing to anything relevant. We'll go Junk Synchron into Speeder, triggering Hyper Librarian. Speeder's going to get 2 from deck, a Junk Synchron and a Stardust Synchron. Stardust Synchron activating on New Chain. We'll go ahead and get that copy of Illuminate. We'll activate Illuminate. We're going to go ahead and set a copy of Tail to the Graveyard and then activate it again, decreasing the level so that we can go into a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. That insulates the remainder of the plays. We're going to go for the Excel here. Excel plus 2 Doppel Warrior tokens. The Excel has so many cool things to send to the graveyard, among them the Stardust Synchron, which allows us to go into Celestial Double Star Shaman. It's a 2, which will get the effect of the TG Hyper Librarian, and this is just where the deck gets really good. Post boarding, you can ensure you're going to see like a third of your deck over the course of your combo with the TG Hyper Librarian. So like you can board into really powerful traps like Anti-Spell Fragrance, and like if you get your combo off, you probably find them. Here we have not, unfortunately, or maybe they're not boarding into them, but this is still probably enough. Hitting the Harmonizing even. We'll go for the Jet Synchron and then make a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, bring back the Chaos Ruler, set 3 cards, and pass back to the opponent. Purple Poison, the draw for turn. We're going to begin with a Cosmic Cyclone targeting the set card. Chain, a Cosmic Cyclone targeting a set card. Chain Forbidden Droplet. Wow, that's really strong, but Perp alone is not enough to out this board. Baron still has Negate. We're going to negate the Purple Poison, but unfortunately, Purple Poison is not once per turn, and when it goes to the graveyard, will trigger again. Still, this is lethal on board, so you know, that's all there is to it. Just like that, folks, your finals is Maverick CXS running for their 3rd attempt at this on Grass Dragon versus Synchron. What the fuck? This card got 1 card off the list. Jet Synchron is the only thing off the list that they're playing. I mean, not saying that I feel as if Synchron is the weaker deck here, but Synchron is clearly the weaker deck here. This Grass Dragon list is super sweet and seems to extend to no end, not because of any individual card that we took off, but because, like, just a critical mass of graveyard extenders is probably too good. And worth noting, both of these decks are playing the currently banned Jet Synchron. I thought it would be crazy as a Hulk starter. It's actually crazy, it turns out, as an extender. Wow. Well, let's see if Ishatos Turbo can beat Junk Speeder Turbo. Sheesh. Okay, so Grass Link has won the die roll, so let's just walk through the combo here. We're going to go charge into Raiden. Normal summon Seifert. We'll use Seifert's effect for a Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Go into Striker, trigger Black. Go for the effect of the White Dragon Wyvern Burster in Graveyard, triggering Romulus as well. Oh, we only have 1 apiece, right? That's how that works. We'll special summon Flag to put back the black, and then trigger the effect of Flag to get a copy of Ishatos. Sick. We'll go for Dragon Ravine here. We'll trigger the effect of Dragon Ravine, sending the Roar to the graveyard to send an Absurauto Dragon to the graveyard to get a copy of Tracer. We'll summon the Ishatos, trigger the effect of the Roar to summon a copy of Dark, and then we'll activate Reproducus. What are we going for here? Warrior. That's pretty good. They'll go for Ishatos into Boot Sector Launch, activate Boot Sector Launch to bring out the Tracer effect, popping the Dragon Dark to get a copy of Recharger, triggering the effect of the Dragon Dark to get, I don't know, a Thunder Dragon, and then we'll go for a Hydralander. So this is an 8 plus a Hydralander plus no Warriors. Oh, seems pretty good. Oh, wow, we might even be down a card if we pick that one. Yep, we're going to take the Levianeer here, and then we're going to go ahead and activate it, put one of these cards back. Oh, it's one of the 2 converters, so still could do it. Into Ding. Seifert here in order to add back the Levianeer. Good luck. Okay, so Overtake, obviously the beginning of the turn. We'll go for the Junk Synchron. Foolish Burial number 2 to send a copy of Drollenlock. What the hell? All right, we're going to go ahead and get a copy of Stardust Synchron. We'll normal summon Junk, bring back the Drollenlock. What the fuck? I'm completely lost on this line. Jet Synchron and Grave. We're going to pitch the Stardust. Go into Herald. Stardust effect to do what? That's kind of sick. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I'm going to be real with you. Ishatos here calling Dragon, Crystal Wing negating, Hydralander firing here in order to target the back row. Get owned. And then afterwards, we'll go for the Glow Up Bulb. We'll go into the Hauka Fibrax, trigger the Hauka Fibrax. And because the Crystal Wing did not destroy, I don't think it gains anything. And that is going to be all she wrote. Well, quick and easy game 1 for Mav. All right, time for game 2. It looks like Mav in his 60-card deck has drawn his deck master again, Ishatos, but It also looks like Kira has drawn their full combo, too. They're going to begin with a copy of Tuning. What do they mill? An Overtake. They'll Foolish Burial afterwards for a copy of Doppel Warrior, and this is as far as it gets. We'll go for Jet Synchron and Doppel Warrior to go into a Junk Speeder. We'll trigger the effect of the Junk Speeder, and if it resolves, we probably win. Down comes Junk Speeder. We're going to get from deck a 1, a 3, and a 4. The Jet Synchron, the Junk Synchron, and the Stardust Synchron. We're going to Illuminate to decrease the level in Graveyard after going from Hyper Librarian into Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Ruler. Let's see what we find off the top. Oh, another Doppel Warrior is pretty good. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and make Celestial Double Star Shaman. And hoping we're drawing those really cool silver bullets out of the board, even if we're playing them. We'll go for Cupid Pitch into TG Hyper Librarian into Doppel Warrior. We're going to use Doppel Warrior to add a bunch of tokens to our side of the field and then decrease the level to go into Martial Metal Marcher. I mean, I love that we're basically doing the same single target extension every time, but it gets us an extra card every time, so we have to. Baron to Fleur coming down. There's Hyper Librarian again. We're going to go for Herald of the Arclight Hyper Librarian again. We're going to go for Chaos Ruler, and I believe we have the Junk Synchron Engrave, yeah, the Jet rather, to go into the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss for another draw, and the Stardust Synchron to bring itself back. We have the Trail as well to go into an 8. There's Omega, and we can Hyper Librarian for another card as well. We're going to Omega a card out of that hand. It's Levianeer. We're going to Monster Reborn the Junk Synchron, so we can summon the Doppel Warrior to make Excel as well. No, we're making Crystal Wing. We are going to pass turn like this, which means that the Omega doesn't come back. Oh, wait! If the Omega doesn't come back... No, until your next standby phase. I was going to be so pogged out of my mind. Okay, beginning with a copy of Dragon Ravine, they're going to normal summon a Jet Synchron, activate Dragon Ravine, and of course, that's going to be negated. They'll go for the Crystal Wing, and Mav will surrender. Folks, it all comes down to this. These are two pretty powerful hands, I'm not going to lie. Dark Ruler no more from the Synchron player. And we'll do jack shit against his Shatos. A hand trap plus everything they need from the Chaos Dragon player. So I may have spoken a little bit too soon here, because it turns out Mav's hand kind of looking like ass right now. They have to, what? Thunder Dragon pass? They're just lacking a dark. Oh my god. This is legitimately it. Is the DD Crow sufficient? We will find out. This is literally it. Is the DD Crow sufficient? Normal summon Junk Synchron. Summon back Caligo Clawcrow. Down comes the DD Crow. Special the Caligo from hand. Junk fucking Speeder! Oh my god! Stardust Synchro! Clear mind! Now insulated from all hand traps. Doppel Warrior comes down off the special summon. Illuminate to decrease the level. From here, we can go into a copy of Hyper Librarian, and the combo has begun. 2 tokens to our side of the field. We can go into a Celestial Double Star Shaman. That's a card to our hand. Chaos Dragon Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Ruler, to our side of the field. Baroness de Fleur, that's another card to hand. Go to the battle phase. 24, 3k, 32, 3k, and Synchron. What the fuck? Oh my god. And folks, the winner of the 4th Masochist Banlist Tournament is Synchron Combo. Oh my god. Massive congratulations for Kira for showing us that Synchron can go the distance. Big thanks to all of our duelists. Maverick's deck was absolutely killer. Depp jumped in at the last second to play Pendulum and saved the tournament. Tatsim did not use any banned cards to go super deep with Drytron. Lilion Infernoble got to show us exactly why Cupid Pitch should be banned. Quark Baudelaire on Sword Soul Tenyi made me very frustrated that I did not realize that deck could play dang long. Chess Prime on Lyralisk Tri-Brigade showed us the power of Brick. Sir Eminon tried his hardest. Hiyama Momo, again, a last-minute addition, who displayed that the combo for Windup is still available, it's just not very good. Mambo was the criminal that we all expected he would be. The Don Juan has taken getting sacked to a whole nother level. Bruise showing us that in order for Spiral to be remotely competitive, not only does Master Plan have to come off, but Droll needs to be banned. Kenemon not ruining my tournament with True Draco. May showing that Zephyra has the chops to compete, just not against the other best deck TM. Steel Rain refusing to read their own cards, and Lady Ilex trying their hardest to prove to me that a card I knew was fine is absolutely not a deal breaker. So at the end of the day, I think that we can say we can take 94 cards off the ban list with no meta implications whatsoever. Tune in next time when we will try to exceed it. And Konami, if you're watching, you're welcome.